Hello, Profit Hackers. I'm Jeremy Lott, the Chief Visionary for Foundation Accounting and Consulting. I owned a construction company for about 15 years before making a change to accounting because my accountants sucked. My goals are to simplify accounting for construction company owners, fuel your profits, level up your cash flow, and help you grow in a financially responsible way. So let's go. Hey, Profit Hackers. Welcome back to the Contractors Profit Hacks Show. I'm Jeremy Lott, and I am here today to talk about cash flow projections. So the next step along here is to figure out a cash flow projection. So we've improved our profit by following the steps we've talked about in previous episodes. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to improve our cash flow. So the first thing we're going to do to help us with that is we are going to do a cash flow projection. So before diving into the details on that, I want to tell you a quick story that kind of relates to this. So I coached soccer for many, many years, and one particular team had beaten us. Well, we were playing them, and they used this strategy where they would kick the ball up over our defenders, and then all their forwards would run onto the ball and then go down toward the goal. So they got a lot of opportunities, a lot of shots on goal. And because of that, they scored a few times. I think it was 3 times. And we were getting beat really badly. Well, at halftime, we made some adjustments to be able to prevent that from being so effective. And it worked. It helped us. And we were able to shut them down the whole second half, and we scored. But we were too far in the hole to catch up, and we lost to them. Well, next time we played them, we knew what they were going to do, and we started off with our strategy right off the bat. And so while doing that, we were able to hold them and prevent them from being able to score on us. And we scored a couple times and won the game. And it was in a tournament rather than just in the regular season, so we ended up advancing to the finals in that tournament because of that win and that adjustment. So the moral of the story here is that in business, you're going to come up against some losses. You're going to get beat up. And rather than just folding and going under, if you can make adjustments while you're going, then you can find success in all of your failures. And so that brings us to the cash flow projection. The cash flow projection is a great option for helping us to be able to see what's coming and make adjustments. With the cash flow projection, what you're going to do is you are going to, after you've done your cost analysis, you have your different percentages, so you know what your gross profit margin is, and you have a good idea of how many cents of every dollar are going to your different direct costs and how much you have to allocate for your overhead. So what you do is you create a spreadsheet. Down the left, you're going to have all these different things that you pay for, and going across the top, you're going to have all of the different items that are each week, right, going forward from where you're at. I usually do Monday through Sunday. That way we have our meeting every Monday on cash flow, and and then see how we do. And then next Monday, we revise and improve and make adjustments and make plans. And so on this spreadsheet, going down the left, we're going to start with our different direct costs, direct labor, direct materials, subs, and then our overhead, right? And those are going to be percentages. Then below that, we're going to have all our other SG&A, selling, general, and admin expenses that we're going to include, right? And typically, we're paying for those on a specific day each month, or every payroll, or whatever the case may be. But there's a regular cadence usually to those different cash outflows. And so up top, the very first line that we want before we have all of our costs is our collections. We want to put on there our cash collections. And then we're going to make an estimate on what we're going to be able to collect this week, next week, the week after, as far out as we can go. Okay? When we do that, and when we have percentages for all of our costs, we can now take the total that we're expecting to collect and apply those percentages and have an idea on our direct labor, direct materials, and other direct costs, and then also our overhead allocations, right? So that's going to give us a total number there. So we'll have an idea of everything that's coming in. We'll have an idea of all the on-the-truck costs that are going to come out of that, and then we'll have a number left. Then down below, we're going to go through and fill out the rest of the spreadsheet, and we are going to take, if a bill is due on the 10th, we're going to put it in the week each month that has the 10th. And so we're going to go down and we're going to fill out the whole spreadsheet doing that, right? Once we've done all of that, then we'll have totals at the bottom. We'll know what our total expected change in cash is, because we have our total direct costs plus all of the selling, general, and admin expenses for that week. We add those two together down at the bottom. That tells us our total cash outflows. We've already figured our total cash inflows up at the top. So we just take our cash inflow minus our cash outflow, and that tells us what our change in cash will be for that week, right? Well, the final element we can add to this is below that, we can add our bank account balance on Monday. When we do that, it will project forward and figure out basically what our cash in our bank is going to look like on a week-to-week basis going forward if all the factors above apply, right? So it is called a projection. This is a best guess. This is not history, right? But we have to make best guesses going forward, just like I had to make best guesses in the soccer game on the fly to be able to help us be able to shut them down and then beat them the next game, right? So when we do this, we can now look forward and we can see weeks where our cash in our bank is pretty low or where it's negative. And what we do there is we start implementing some other strategies to help make sure that we have consistent cash in the bank account on a week-to-week basis, right? So that basically covers a cash flow projection and how to do a cash flow projection, right? It's a strategy to help us be able to plan and to adjust our business in real time so that we can always have cash in the bank and we're always protecting that cash flow. Okay? So, again, we want to figure out our total cash inflows, our total cash outflows, and then the difference between the two gives us our change in cash. And then we apply that change in cash to our bank account balance. And doing that, we can see a good idea of what's going to happen week to week, and we can make a plan on how to address those spots where our cash is low or even negative in our bank account. Okay? So that's all for this episode. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time. Thanks for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please like and subscribe for weekly episodes to help you fuel your profit, level up your cash flow, and finance your growth. Until next time, go enjoy some green M&Ms and protect that cash.